Kendrick is here, fresh off the Beyonce experience.
Yes, I am.
Give me the deets.
Okay. First of all, the concert, I didn't know how she was going to top herself in the past. It was the best Beyonce concert that's been. It was amazing, better than Beachella, better than the Beyonce experience. It was everything. Oh my gosh, she came out on the ballads. It was amazing. Like, she did a whole section in this huge big black dress that was like sheer in some parts and big like puffy like long sleeves going down to the ground, hitting the notes and everything. Then she went and changed, and then she came back. D motherfuckers ain't stop. D motherfucker. D motherfucker. And then it was all from there. Oh my God, it was the best time. I had to make. It was so good. You know, I go see her every time she goes on tour, and it never gets old. It never gets old.
Well, this is by far my favorite Beyonce album.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, because it's in its entirety, it's just art.
It's like another level. Production value, just everything. It's just holy shit.
And like the thought that went into it, like the transitioning between the songs. It's just, and like Heated is one of the best, like most interesting tracks too, from like a producer standpoint, the way they keep like layering in it's amazing. So I'm so
the entire arena like went off when she did Heated. Like, it was amazing. Like, the energy the entire time was so high, but like that song, that's just like everybody's
Heated
song.
makes me crazy.
I know. That ending, every time I hear tip, tip, tip on hardwood floor, I'm just like,
10, it makes me crazy.
Yes.
It makes me crazy.
God.
I have tried so hard to get the lyrics. Like, I've even gone on like YouTube and be like, I will memorize this.
Yes.
Remember when you got a CD and it had lyrics inside?
Yes.
I loved that.
Oh my God. I know.
I
have
that.
this CD somewhere because you remember she did like the fan boxes where you like pick you got like one of the tour outfits, like you got a shirt, you got the CD, you got like a poster.
I didn't know
that.
For this?
Yeah. Well, it was like a year ago now, but yeah.
I did not know that.
You could pick for like 4 boxes. So of course, like most people are ordering box number 4 because that's her number. So we're like, I'm getting box number 4. I don't want anything else. And it really just like it determined what shirt you got.
Do you know what anyone got in like the other boxes? Like, is that
it was
like,
different shirts? Yeah. So,
okay,
like,
different shirts.
You still got the CD. You still got the poster. It might have been different posters too. I don't know. But you still like got all of that stuff. But then I think it depends on what kind of shirt you got.
This is so fun. She fucking did it for her fans.
It was amazing. Meg Thee Stallion came. I was in Houston, so Meg Thee
She
Stallion
did?
came out.
What did they do, Savage?
Yes. And then she did a whole thing. I love you, Beyonce. I love you, girl. You raised me. You're the reason I want to be a musician. All that kind of stuff. Then she went on stage. Blue Ivy came out, did her thing. It was
Blue
amazing.
Ivy has become like a whole woman on this tour. From the start of the tour to now, she has really,
baby.
I know. Oh, it's so, like when she says my bloodline and you're like, oh my God, that's her bloodline. Like it's,
right.
it's so good. Yeah. Well,
everything.
Good for you. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
How was your travel experience? Was it good overall?
Quite horrible. So,
oh man,
the first day.
Second time with bad travel stories.
Right.
Bummer.
I don't know, like, apparently just, like, everyone is having the worst experience with airlines.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but horror stories.
It's terrible, and it's, like, no matter who you go to, like, United, American, it's
Delta.
bad all around.
And I love Delta, and Delta's had issues, too. I'm like, well, what the hell?
It's so bad. So this time, I was flying in. We were staying from a Friday to a Monday.
Okay.
So we flew in Friday. We were supposed to have, like, most of Friday. It already started off bad, because we get to the Memphis airport. I have TSA pre-check. So, like, when I get to the airport, I'm in and out in, like, minutes. I'm like, I walk through, they check, I don't have to take my shoes off, check me, I'm good to go.
What?
I'm TSA pre-check. It's the best $75 you will ever spend in your life. I promise you.
75 a year?
years.
5 years?
5 years for $75.
What? Okay, I'm doing that.
Yes, absolutely.
You especially should because you travel so much. And so going to the airport now is not so scary.
Exactly. But we get there, all of TSA's shit is down. So this affects TSA pre-check and it affects like the regular line because you have to have a physical ticket. They can't scan like your electronic boarding pass. You have to have a physical ticket. So
no one has that.
No one. So literally everyone had to stand in line outside, like the scanning things and stuff, get a physical ticket and then go in. So the Memphis airport line, it was literally outside when I pulled up. And I was like, oh, that's not okay. Like, I don't know what's going on. Thankfully, it didn't take me too long to get a ticket. I was able to get a ticket. I was able to do pre-check. Pre-check line was ridiculous, which it never is, but it still moved way faster than the other line. My 2 cousins, though, don't have pre-check.
Yeah, I was going to say.
6 of us total. 1 was coming from Virginia. She had no issues. 3 of us were already, like, there. My 2 cousins don't have pre-check. They were going through the line, missed the flight by 10 minutes.
Shut up.
Yes, so they had to get on a whole nother flight, missed the entire
that's
flight.
That's one of my biggest fears of all time.
It's so bad. We connected in Miami, and I don't know if y'all ever flown Miami, but their SkyTrain was down. And so to get from terminal to terminal, you don't normally get on the thing. You go from like C to E. Like, it's a normally super quick process. It was down. We had to walk from that terminal we got off on all the way to E. When we got to E, they told us our gate had changed. So we had to walk back from E because we barely made it in time for that. So my cousin was like, oh, bitch, we not going to make it. You just go ahead without me. I'm calling quits. I'm like, no, bitch, let's go. We're going to make this flight. So, like, we walked back from E to D. The people, they were like calling our names on the intercom. They're like,
oh my God.
Yes, it was a whole thing. They were literally holding the plane from us because they knew that like no one had time to get here. So they were holding it. We got there just in time to get on that plane. Our cousins didn't make it till way later.
Bags?
Yes.
You checked bags. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I had my backpack with me.
I was going to say you had your okay. So you didn't have a carry-on. You just checked.
Yeah. So, okay. So nowadays I prefer to check a bag because I hate carrying something.
I'm starting to get to that.
Yeah. I just hate carrying stuff with me through the airport. So I'm like, this is too much. So I normally check a bag now. But
I think that's the pro tip these days. And what starts to happen too, if a plane is full, they're like looking for volunteers to check your bag anyway. So I'm like, oh, just shut up.
Right, exactly. And then coming back on Monday, I was supposed to get back Monday night. I didn't get back till Tuesday night because I had to stay in Houston extra night because they were doing maintenance on the plane that lasted 4 hours.
What?
And we would have missed our connection. Yeah. So it was all bad. They did put us up in a hotel for free, but the hotel.
They better. Was it disgusting?
No, but it was just like, oh, okay. Gave us like a $12 meal voucher. And it's like, oh, you can't eat anything with that, but okay.
$12?
Yes, $12 for a
like
meal
McDonald's voucher. Is like, you can't even do that at McDonald's.
Right. It was crazy. Like, I literally, it's so funny because my cousins had went into like the little, like one of the like Hudson News like gift shops to like get some candy for her daughter. They go in there. They spent $7 on like the king size Reese's Pieces cups, and so they're like $12. Like, what the fuck am I gonna get for $12? So it's just these airlines have gotten so cheap. It's almost sad.
It is that. I mean, they basically almost went bankrupt during COVID. So now they are doing whatever they can to like save money. But the whole system being down,
crazy.
I wonder if it was like a hacker, like in Vegas.
Ooh. That would have intrigued me, though.
Right? I'm intrigued. I bet that TSA would never want to admit that it was a hacker, though. Ever. Right. Because, at an airport, you would never be, you're like, no, just down. They would never. That'll freak everyone out. Like, the terrorists are back.
Absolutely. I'm not coming. And then you're doing, like, maintenance on planes, too. Nope. Nope.
No, not happening. I don't think so.
To quote the ancient African proverb, I said what I said.
When I wanted to start a merch store for She Speaks Bravo, we used a company that built everything for us and put all the products in. And the look of the store just was not what I had envisioned. Now, I had used Shopify a couple years ago when I thought I wanted to be a drop shipper. And I was familiar enough with the product that I suggested we just use Shopify. And honey, if you haven't seen my merch store, go check it out. It's really cool. Shopify is your no excuses business partner. You can sell without needing to code or design. Just bring your best ideas and Shopify will help you open up shop. Shopify makes it really easy for you to show up exactly the way you want to. Customize your online store to your style when they have all these gorgeous, really flexible templates and very powerful tools. And this new feature, which I wish had been around when I was selling, if you don't have a way with the words, but you have a way with products, use Shopify's new AI-enabled tools powered by Shopify Magic to instantly write compelling product descriptions and email subject lines that will help you save so much time and you'll sell more. Once you start selling, too, Shopify makes getting paid super simple by instantly accepting every type of payment. And Shopify grows with your business. So no matter how far or big you grow, thanks to an endless list of integrations and third-party apps, anything you can think of, from on-demand printing to accounting to chatbots, everything you need to revolutionize your business. Do you want marketing made simple? Shopify removes the guesswork with built-in tools that help you create, execute, and analyze your online marketing campaigns. Like, hello, Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and Shopify's a global force, powering Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 170 countries. I've also had the best support on Shopify. They don't make you feel stupid. They walk you through everything. They're really patient. Their support really helps you succeed every step of the way. Sign up for a $1 a month trial period at shopify.com/shespeaks, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/shespeaks, all lowercase, to take your business to the next level today. Shopify.com/shespeaks.
How could you do this to me? Question mark.
So Rocket Money sponsored the pod. I used Rocket Money, but I kind of used it like, okay, blah, 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 something about subscriptions, not knowing what I have, but I'm like, I know what I have. Well, I didn't. There's so many streaming services. I had a ton of double ups. Like, some streaming services had multiple things within them, but I was still paying for them individually. So Rocket Money was able to cancel a few. Apparently, I needed it. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions. It monitors your spending. It helps you lower your bills all in one place. Most people think they're spending around like $80 on subscriptions, when in reality, it's more like 200. It adds up so fast. When you're signed up for so many things, it's easy to totally lose track, as I've learned. With Rocket Money, you can easily cancel the ones that you don't want and just press a button. No more long hold times or annoying emails with customer service. Rocket Money is like your concierge. Rocket Money can even negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to like 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill and Rocket Money will take care of the rest. Okay, that's incredible. What I also love is Rocket Money lets you monitor all of your expenses in one place, and they recommend custom budgets based on your past spending. They'll even send you notifications when you've reached your spending limit. I don't like those emails, but I need them. With over 3 million users and counting, Rocket Money customers have saved an average of $720 a year. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/shespeaks. That's rocketmoney.com/shespeaks. rocketmoney.com/shespeaks. Okay, well, I gotta be honest. We're gonna switch to RHONY.
Okay.
I gotta be honest here.
Okay.
I didn't love this episode.
It was okay. You was okay.
You want to know why? They didn't need another full episode in Anguilla talking about the sunglasses.
Yeah.
We could have had, like, it could have been condensed better, and they could have already gone back to New York by this point.
Yeah, we could have got a little bit of next week's episode in this episode.
You know, because it's like, I don't think you guys realize this isn't as crazy as you want it to be. You know,
yeah. This
is one of those fights that should have been like, it was even crazier than what you guys saw. Like, that's what we should be hearing at the reunion.
Mm-hmm. Like, it was. I enjoyed some of the mess that we got.
Some of it.
But we didn't need to go to one location, still talk about it. Go back to another location, still talk about it. Go to the jacuzzi, then talk about it. And then go back to have another conversation and then talk about it. It's like, okay, girl, like, either fight it out or leave. Like, what are we doing right now?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was like I was all like going like, yes, Uba, get her. And like, then I was like, okay, no, Uba, let's just let it go. Cause like, I'm tired. But that was the editor's fault. The editors didn't, I think they thought it was a bigger deal. Clearly this was the biggest deal on the vacation.
Right.
So they were like, well, we got to really milk it. I'm like, no, we don't need to milk it. Please, God.
Nah,
please.
Didn't need to be milked.
No.
Wait, who's, we're going to talk about it, obviously, but like, now that we've seen all of it play out, whose side were you on? Were you on a side or were you team no one?
Okay, so what ends up happening is I'm watching it, the whole episode, and then Uba at the end when she talks to Erin is like, I take everything back and I'm sorry about the sunglasses. I'm like, okay, well, because let's not forget how Erin came back into the room when Uba was like, oh, Erin just went. And she's like, don't say my name. Keep my name out of your mouth. And that is some big and bad speaking.
Yes.
You know, so Uba then was like, fuck you. You already had Erin, because Erin knew Uba was mad about the phone.
Yes.
Rather than Erin honor her being mad and be like, well, I didn't even think it would upset you, but I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that it would like cause you anxiety. I really apologize. It was not, it was just meant to be playful, but like, I'm sorry. She never does that. She's just like, it was a joke.
Right.
I don't get it. And so
Right.
all Uba wanted from her was like an acknowledgement of that. Erin doesn't give her that and then has the nerve to walk in and be like, keep my name out of your mouth. So I was there for it. I was absolutely, and Uba's just taller than Erin too. So of course it's going to appear like she's in her face, but that's kind of what Erin was doing. Erin, you were being rude when you're like, keep my, whatever.
You know, I have this whole time, I haven't been as annoyed with Sai as everyone else. But like this episode and the past episode, she's really gotten on my damn nerves. And mostly because she's doing that whole like, it's stupid. Let's stop talking about it. Stop it. Let's stop. And it's like, okay, they're clearly not over it. Let's just all shut the fuck up for a minute. And if they choose to work it out, let them work it out. Because obviously you constantly adding fuel to the fire, like making yourself be like the bigger person isn't working for anybody. And I'm glad Uba checked her in that moment too. And like,
said, then stay out of it.
Yes, because you need to. What are you doing?
I agree. She was like, I'm not the peacemaker. I'm just here to really be condescending to you guys for having whatever feelings you're having. Like, guys, I just want to have fun. How are you going to have fun if they're not having, like, let them do it. You can't just force them to shut up because you don't want to talk about it. And you don't have anything to talk about. Anytime that they would like stop talking about it, it's not like she was like, I want to talk about this.
Right.
So, you know, get out of here. But at the bar, a couple fun things happened at the, well, no, another thing I want to point out. On the way there, Jenna does bring up Bryn's tampon story and how it's a little unbelievable, and I would like to co-sign that.
Yeah. I think we all found that a little. I think we're all kind of starting to see that Bryn might be the person that embellishes stories a little bit.
She's the embellisher for sure.
Yeah.
Because that just, you don't, as a kid, stick it up your butthole.
Right.
And walk around like, oh, this feels kind of weird. Like, it wouldn't have even gone up there, probably. Like,
right.
It's
like,
that's not a thing. But then they get to the bar, and Jessel gets ignored by the bartender. I don't know what it is about Jessel that makes her an easy target, but it's something to do, that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
Like, her being, it's like it's not like she's too nice, but she's so funny. And like, here's Uba complaining about the phone, and she's been complaining kind of the whole trip. That's sort of been like Uba's shtick. And no one's going for Uba like, Uba, you're so difficult. But Jessel, she does one little thing. They're like, Jessel, you are so difficult. You know what I mean? Right.
I feel like she always like, they want her to like open up and do all this kind of stuff, but they don't realize that they keep her on the defensive all day long. And so she's literally just like waiting for the next like jab. Because, you know, I don't care who you are. At a certain point, when you get to like, you know, you can take the 999th jab, but when you finally get to 1,000, it's like, okay, bitch, like, what's the fucking problem? Like, why are we still doing this? I'm not the punching bag. Keep my name out your mouth. That's when you should have used it, Aaron, okay?
That's when you should have used it. When Sai bartends, I'm like, so wait, you just made fireball shots?
Right.
Like, she didn't mix anything. She's like, I'm going to bartend. She really was feeling herself. She was feeling herself. And I was like, okay, it's not as exciting as you think it is. You literally just made fireball shots. Okay.
Yeah.
So Erin, when the alarm goes off for the sunglasses, Erin is like, she takes them from Jenna and she's like, you could have talked to me like a normal friend. Okay, but you also could have done that. When you knew that Uba was upset, you could have gone over to her and been like, I'm so sorry. I really did not think. But you never did. You just let Uba like be mad at you and be like, I'm the victim of it. And then.
Exactly.
So you could have.
And everyone like disappointed me like throughout this whole thing because had someone said earlier to Erin that, okay, you're the one that kind of hyped this up by coming into the room. Because like Uba, in my viewpoint of this, Uba started with the prank. She threw her in the water. Okay. Sai got her back and Uba, Erin was like egging it on. Okay. We thought it was over. She does the phone thing. Still, in my mind, at least, she has a reason for being mad. Totally like legit reasons. I get it. But even to me, it didn't seem like that like sent her over the edge that much. It's kind of seemed like she was mad, but she was doing like the whole, I'm not going to talk to y'all because if I talk to y'all, I'm going to blow up. So I'm actively choosing not to go there. It wasn't until Erin left the room and came back with all that attitude that everything exploded. And now all of a sudden it's, oh my God, Uba, why are you're hanging on to it? You're so aggressive and you're this and that. I'm like, okay. Like somebody in that moment too, not even just like, anybody in that moment could have said like, no, Erin, you're the one that did this. You're the one that came back. You're the one that said, keep my name out your mouth and had all this energy. And you weren't able to reciprocate it when she came over and she kept her name in her mouth. So your fault, boo-boo. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree. People did not want to touch it with the 10-foot pole. They were like, I'm just going to let them talk about it. And that's when Uba says, you abused this girl. You called her a social climber. And I wish Erin, I mean, I get at that point she was like fighting with Uba, but she gets so big and bad in her confessionals. So like in the moment, she's just like, you know, I called you that. I'm sorry, whatever. And then in her confessional way later at the end of the episode, she's like, she is a social climber.
Exactly.
I'm like, just then say that to her face.
God.
Give it, because all it does is get you in trouble and make me wonder about the reunion. And like, so I'd rather you just do it in the scene, give us the moment. I get that you were already feuding with Uba and maybe like that's why she didn't want to touch it, but still.
Can I ask you a logistical question that I've never known the answer to?
Oh.
Maybe you know, because I know you've had like producers on and stuff. I have a question, like a reunion question.
Oh.
So most of the reunion's already filmed. We're seeing though that they filmed it and now we're getting the like most dramatic stuff. So I know like they'll watch the episodes themselves before they go to the reunion. They'll send them all the episodes. They'll be prepped and all that kind of stuff. But as far as like audience questions go, who's submitting them for like that part of the season? Do we know?
I wonder the same thing.
Oh.
You know what? I wonder like if now we should, a little homework assignment for all of us will be to note if there are any viewer questions for those topics.
Okay.
Because I do wonder that too.
Because I feel like
recently I even wondered that. I was like, but then we don't submit questions for that, and they don't get that feedback.
Do you think it's like maybe staffers or something that have seen the episodes, or I want to maybe watch what happens live crew? I don't know. It could be that like they get questions from all of the segments, like you just said, and then like don't talk about it during that. Just
and then during those segments, it's just like, let's go to that package and let's talk about it, as opposed to like so and so said. Or they can maybe repurpose a question that's about something else, like maybe a more general question that fits into that moment in the reunion.
Yes.
But I've wondered that very thing. It was when Beverly Hills had their reunion, and I was like, but wait a minute.
Right.
We didn't get a chance to
submit some shit to ask.
Yeah, like hold on, I have more things. So I've wondered that very same thing. So that's our assignment, guys. Like, let's pay attention for the reunion stuff to see if they even have questions for that.
How many more episodes do we have? 2? 3?
I don't know.
I don't know. I want to say 2. I think we only got like 2, maybe 3 more episodes to go.
Oh, really? I
think
thought
so.
I thought you got me excited. Was that someone else that got me excited that we'd have a longer one?
I thought we were gonna have 16 because remember they dropped the mid-season trailer after
I thought
like after
But
like
we're not.
episode 8. But I think someone like posted that we've got like 3 episodes left like after last week's episode. So I was like, that doesn't seem.
And that is what I predicted too. Okay, so maybe whatever. Maybe you can't really drop a mid-season trailer without. How do we look it up? How do people find that information? Why do I not know how to do that? Who is the one who posts that? TV Deets?
Maybe.
Let me see. Let's see. Because someone seems to know exactly how many episodes we have left. Nope, they didn't post it. And when I try to Google it, when I try to look it up, I can never seem to find the information. Right. Where is it living? I don't know. But I figure because it's their first season, they would do a shorter season.
I think we might have at least on let me see, at least
Bravo
on Wikipedia. On Wikipedia, I only have 14 total episodes listed.
Well, that's
so maybe
because this was episode 10, I think.
Maybe 11.
Maybe 11.
Maybe.
Possibly. I can look that up too. Watch, I can look that up. That's something I can find.
There we go.
I know how to do that one. It was episode. Okay, Bravo app.
God, they always want you to get a damn NBC Universal account. Like,
I know.
Stop. No, I'm not getting that.
It was 11. You are correct.
11, okay.
It was
11. So 3 more episodes. There we go.
Wow.
Or maybe.
That flew by.
I know.
That flew on by. Okay, let's see what else happens in this moment that I even want to talk about. Because it just got really repetitive.
Yeah.
You know, like, go over it. When Erin leaves, she's like, I'm gonna go to the back to the villa, but then Jenna follows her up because Jenna is like clearly not down with the housewives tradition of having fights in public. Right. She's like, I need to get out of here. Like, I can't. They just like walked out and then walked right back into the other side of the bar. Right. And Erin was just like, no one's even come over here. Look at them. No one's even come over here. And Jenna's like, I'm sorry. Want to go play Connect 4?
Like they're over there literally having the time of their lives, like doing limbo and like all this stuff. And Erin is just like, she's like, look at all that merriment over there. Look at those happy ass people. How dare you?
She's like, not one person has checked on me. It's like, okay, because Ubah's also pissed too. Okay, like,
right. There you go. You had Jenna after you. There you go. You got one.
You got one of the biggest ones. Okay,
there you go.
As they're leaving, though, according to Jenna, someone asked Bryn if Jenna was her mom.
Yeesh. Ooh.
What? There's like not even resemblance there. So that's sort of why it's weird. But on Watch What Happens Live...
Did we see that happen?
No. It was because Jenna told it to us.
Okay.
Or wait, did Bryn tell Jenna? Because then I'm like,
right.
Did it
I gotta kind of ask some questions now. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. They go to lunch and Ubah orders truly the most annoying and horrible beverage anyone can order in a restaurant.
What did she say?
Hot water with lemon.
Oh.
You want to know why that's the worst? It's free.
What?
Everything,
but
nothing
requires
about,
work.
But requires so many steps. You got to get hot water. You got to get probably the pot with the hot water or the mug, whichever one it is, and the lemons. And those people tend to ask for more of those things all the time. And you're like, I'm not even charging you for this.
What is it like? Good for the throat, or like what's enjoyable about hot water and lemon?
Exactly, Kendrick. Exactly. It's good for like your digestion and stuff, but it's just such it just sounds so horrible. I'm like, why do you want that?
You know what? I used to in the morning. There was a phase I went through, and I used to drink like they used to. I read somewhere like people were like, oh, it
lemon
helps
water.
Yes, like it helps with something. I'm like,
I went through that too. I went through that phase too.
Yes, and so I would do it, but I have like a little, I don't have allergy, but I have like a little citrus allergy. So the stuff with like lemon, it's too much sometimes for me. So it would give me a headache and all this stuff. And I'm like, nope, can't do this. So I stopped that fad real quick. So
yeah, I didn't feel like that much better doing it, and I really hate lemon water, so it was like I don't know if it's worth this, you know, like if my skin was glowing and I was like thriving, then I'd be like I'll suck it up, but after a week of doing it I was like it's not that big a deal. So
no
I was also still drinking at that time, so I was probably like hungover, and I'm sure lemon water like can't do anything. They're like, "What do you want from us?" I'm just lemon water, okay?
Right. That's all I am. I'm just Ken.
You can't. Yeah, I'm just Ken.
That's it.
I'm just Ken. But this is where Sai tries at the lunch to get Ubah to understand, like, we don't want to be abusive. And I thought it was funny that Ubah called herself. She's like, I wasn't abusive. I'm aggressive.
Right.
Like, oh, you called yourself that. No one else is allowed to call you that but you.
Right.
But then this is when Jessel gets to thrive. She's like, we're going to all hate Erin now, okay? She told Jenna, she was telling us shit about you. She was saying, you were saying all this shit, which you apparently weren't. She was saying that I have some super rich uncles. Oh, I forgot. Someone commented on YouTube that Jessel's uncles are like famous photographers, and she goes, I think that they're just wanting her to admit that. Oh. And so when I looked it up, it was on bravo.com actually. And both of them are big famous photographers. But they both talk about how they were poor and struggling and whatnot prior to that.
Okay.
So I don't know at what point they were successful, but if Jessel was able to be interning somewhere, she would have had to have been 18. And so I can imagine, like, I don't know when they started pursuing it. So I see why they were like, you're missing a part of this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I'll go there. I'll give them that. I'll give them that.
And that's all.
And that's it. That's all you get. And then this is when Sai is like, come on, guys. I want to have fun. Ubah goes, I'm not taking one thing back. And that's why I got so irritated when she apologized later.
Exactly.
And like said it was bad. I'm like, but
I can't wait till we get to that, because that annoyed me so much. Not even the fact that she brought out the tears in order to get herself out of the hot seat, but simply because she knows that they've been doing it to Jenna and they've been doing it to Jessel this entire season, and now you got a small taste of it finally, and you couldn't even handle it. Now your ass is crying on the other side of the resort. Get out of here.
The other side of the resort. Shut up! Jenna tells the story, though, about when Ubah got pissed when she came over to her house and allegedly didn't know they were filming. And that is intense. It is intense. It's like, well, we are filming. Like, we're doing a show. Which is why it's like, I hope that Jessel doesn't maintain the reputation of being like the princess of the group, because she's not half as much of a princess as Ubah. Ubah is like, don't you dare. And like, I don't care. I don't mind it. But like, I just hate that Jessel's getting this label when Jessel is like over there wearing visors and being like silly. Like she's a really funny dresser, Jessel.
I think almost, I don't know who I would probably leave out Jenna. And that's about it. I think the other five are, well, no, not Jessel as much either, but like, I feel like everyone else is literally a princess. Like in the regard of like, I want to be catered to at all times. And it's so weird that like, they can't recognize that, but want to always put it off on someone else, like the next person. It's really weird. Like,
Sai, you are the most needy, difficult guest ever. And you're saying that Jessel's difficult. I'm like, that's you.
Right.
The amount of times you complain, it's every single scene.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When Erin leaves at the lunch, she's like, I'm just gonna go back to the villa. Ubah's like, I hope her Uber breaks down. I'm like, all right, like it's okay, like you better let it go. Like,
right.
It's not that like now. It's like, because what starts to happen is then when I'm like on your side. I'm like, no, she's justified. When they start getting too far, I'm like, all right,
yeah.
Now it's like, all right, it's not like nothing happened. Like the phone was right there. Like we have to let it go. She's just bad at pranks. Like,
right.
You know,
that's exactly right.
But then Bryn and Ubah get into the conversation because Bryn's like, I don't get in people's faces. And Ubah's like, that's because you're half black. So automatically people think that you have that black thing, that black angry woman thing. And I could tell Bryn's like, no, because people don't really know I'm black.
Child, I didn't want to say it, but because I told you she tricked me at the beginning of the season, but I feel like it almost felt like this was a bit of, this is a bit of the co-signing probably that Bryn wanted, because I feel like so much of her life when she was like growing up, I feel like her grandma was like the way of, no, because was her grandma black or white?
I think.
Do you remember?
I'm gonna go with white.
I
don't know,
because she said she brought her to like the black neighborhoods to get her hair done, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's what it was.
That sounds right. Who knows? But
no, but that's like you are correct. You are right.
And I feel like this might have been like, I think she let it go really fast, because I think little things like that are kind of ways of validation where it's like, okay, you see me as a mixed person or a biracial or a black woman, instead of just like writing me off as white and not acknowledging the fact that like I'm mixed. So I feel like, and that happens quite a bit, because someone, depending on who you ask, people will say different things, which is wild sometimes too. But it does. It seems like she kind of let that go really easily, just because she was kind of more so. She was like, okay, well, I'm kind of in the wrong here, but okay, yeah, you kind of gave me a little validation there, so I'll take it. I'll let it all go.
Yeah. Jessel tells a funny, like Uba says something like, I wish we flew private because I would just leave. And Jessel makes a joke like, I'll go on a dinghy. I'll ask a fisherman. And Sai's like, oh, wow, you're funny, Jessel. Wow. I'm like, shut up, Sai. God, that's so condescending. And I'm like, by the way, you're not.
The reason I'm like so anxious for season 2 is because I want to see if any of them like do the season 2 like Camille Grammer complete 360, or if everybody's gonna like dig in with their boots and heels and actually stay the people that they are, or if they're gonna try to change the stick. I'm really curious. If you had to pick, who do you think comes back like completely different next season? Completely
different. Erin,
okay.
Erin probably will be so hyper because she's getting all sorts of bad feedback, and I'm sure she hates it. So I could see her trying so hard, but not achieving it, because like I don't think she can help it, What I'm very curious about is that they give like viewer feedback, and I'm wondering like what size is going to be, and I'm wondering if that's going to even affect her, because she seems like a stubborn like fuck you, I don't even care what you think about me. And honestly, I don't love it. Like, I'm over this. I'm getting really over the bit.
I feel like Aaron is gonna realize that like she was kind of the reason for a lot of mess this season. I think she's actually gonna dig in. I think she's gonna be the one that's like, you know what? I might try to play a little nice, but I think messy is gonna carry me far on this show.
I would love her to just do that.
Right. You know how I feel about a messy.
We need it.
So I think she would dig in. I actually think that Sai might try to come back a little more like bubbly next season, because I think that she knows her. That child. She says she's the biggest influence on the planet, child. So with her, I think that she might be like, oh my God, brands might not want to work with me if I come across this way on TV. So let me like make more jokes and let me be like this. And oh no, I'll host the fun trip. I'll host the fun party, and try to carve out another lane for herself on the show instead of just like being the quote unquote complainer. So I'm curious. I wonder how it'll all shake out. I also wonder if Jenna's gonna come back messy next season.
Now I agree. I hope that Jenna just keeps showing up exactly the way she's showing up, but it's so hard to not let this change you. I wonder. Maybe not season 2, but maybe by like season 3, if she comes back for a third season, we can expect a new Jenna, because she's gonna see just how much she gains business-wise from the show, It's going to be hard. It's hard to say no after a while. It's like, yeah, but it really does. Like, if I want to start another business, I just talk about it on the show and everyone's going to support it. Like, the Bravo hive is major. Like,
right.
We put our money where our mouths are.
Right.
You know,
and she might, you know what? After a while, too, people start forgetting those cameras are there. It becomes a lot more natural, and the real personalities start to come out. So we'll see.
Oh yeah, no, season 2. I'm so excited about season 2.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry. Can we take a break real quick from this, and can we talk about? I think we both are hoping this never happens. But like, have you seen the rumor that like reportedly, Bravo wants to spice it up? They're looking to see if Leah McSweeney wants to join the cast next season.
I'm gonna throw my phone across the room. No. There
have been a lot of people that have gone on Ultimate Girls Trip and have earned their spots back on these shows. Her performance was not one of them.
It was the opposite. It was like, who is Leah again? This bitch.
Diametrical opposite.
Get out of here.
Oh. Nope.
They better fucking not.
That would be the worst thing in here. I'd be way more receptive to like
ruin them.
I'd be more receptive to like a Lindsay Hubbard joining than a Leah McSweeney.
There we go.
Are you kidding me?
I actually would be curious to see how Lindsay would do. I don't think she would do well.
No. Not at all.
I don't.
But I'd be interested in it.
No, exactly. Like I'm interested. It's like an interesting experiment.
How old is Lindsay now? Do we know?
30.
Is she late 30s or early 40s? No, Kyle's early 40s, right?
Yeah, I think she's like 36. I mean, I could Google it. Let's look it up. How
Here, I'll do it real quick.
Is it? I think my guess is 36.
I'm guessing 38. Let's see.
38. Okay.
Oh, right in the middle. 37. There we go.
Okay. Well, we weren't that far off. Okay.
There we go.
So yeah, she could hang.
She could.
That'd be an interesting experiment. And as much as I know Paige isn't most people's favorite, I kind of want to just throw Paige on a cast like this also.
You know what? She doesn't do well. She doesn't do well on Summer House for me because she just lays. But
yes,
maybe I feel like with the fashion and all like that kind of stuff in New York, because we don't get to see like New York Paige. We see like laying like around the house
Hamptons
Paige.
Vacation Paige.
Exactly. So maybe New York Paige is more fun and more fashionable. Maybe her and Jessel can have like an easy connection because of the fashion and like all this kind of stuff. So her and Sai because of the influencer kind of thing. So that could be fun. Not me encouraging Summer House.
I know. I mean, she might be just a little too young. Little too young. But Paige is actually good and shady when she gets the opportunity not to be just like around all the other people that do it for her. So I just think
she like turned 30 this year.
Oh yeah, she's
in
too
November.
Young.
Is Paige Paige is that young?
That tracks to me.
It definitely tracks. I don't know why
that really tracks. Yeah, it also explains so much, really, when you think about it. Being that much younger, and also then why like Lindsay is like, I don't even know what to do with you people.
Right, exactly.
Finding out that Bryn was pre-med was surprising.
Okay.
When Kendrick has to take a deep breath and like back up for a second, it's gonna be good.
I kind of feel like though, almost like I'll say like 60% of my friends in college started out as pre-med, and about 3% of them wound up going on to med school.
Okay, it's like a thing.
It's a thing, because I feel like everybody goes to college like to be a doctor, and then, hi baby, and then, sorry, we love the animals. So I feel like she probably went there, but then she said like one bad test like made her quit or something like that.
Yeah, she failed organic chem, had a breakdown, and went into PR.
Which is a ridiculously hard class. So, I mean, I get it, but...
I mean, I don't know anything about anything that they're doing. Like right. I couldn't accomplish one damn thing from that.
I know. It's a lot.
But I thought it was really sweet because then Sai brings up her grandmother and... Bryn cries, but even Jessel cries. Jessel looks to her and says, I think she'd be proud of you. And I'm like, see? Jessel cares, guys. She's a good person. I don't see Aaron. I don't see Aaron giving a shit. I bet Aaron would be like, why are you crying?
Right. Your Aaron is really good. Do we know
has that like, ugh.
Right. Do we know if Bryn's grandmother has passed away or is she still alive?
Yeah, I think she talked about how she passed away.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I know think that's why she's crying. Oh, wait, did she not?
I don't know.
She was referring to her in the past tense, so I took it. She died, right?
Oh, right.
Shit. Maybe. Yeah. Why else would Jessel say she would be proud of you?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I got scared for a second.
I know.
Real scared for a second. Oops. Sorry.
Makes sense. There we go.
Okay.
Not well, bitch.
I'm going to tell you guys a little something that I learned. Well, not the hard way, but I learned, and I wish someone had told me sooner. You can get body odor other places besides under your armpits. And when I first had a new scent coming from my bathing suit area, I panicked and thought I had an STD. I had had a little rendezvous with someone new, never to be seen again. But in my Google searching, I was later targeted by an ad for Lumi, a whole body deodorant. Impulse purchase, I buy this. I had body odor in a new place and it was gone once I used the Lumi. So I tell every woman I know about Lumi because I know between friends and fellow ladies that sometimes we can feel embarrassed to talk about something like that because we've grown up with products that make it so your Virginia never smells like anything. That's the whole goal. It should smell like freaking fields of flowers. We've since learned that that's not necessary, not at all. But then this new odor appeared for me and I was like, okay, we have an emergency. I almost booked an appointment to see my OBGYN. Don't worry, I did eventually get tested. Be safe out there, please. But it's body odor. And Lumi is safe to use anywhere on your body. Pits, under boobs, thigh folds, belly buttons, butt cracks, vulvas, feet. Again, created by an OBGYN. She was tired of having patients come in and blame these odors on the Virginia. And she created something that is clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. I really hope you're showering in a 72-hour window. But you know what? If you're not, it's okay. Lumi's got you. It's aluminum free, it's baking soda free, and it's paraben free. It's pH balanced specifically for safe use below the belt. I use Lumi every single day. I don't like to smell. I'm very smell sensitive. Lumi helps me there. The Lumi starter pack is perfect for new customers because it comes with a solid stick deodorant, a cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like a mini body wash or deodorant wipes, and free shipping. So as a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi starter pack with code SHESPEAKS at lumipodcast.com. That equates to over 40% of your starter pack when you visit lumipodcast.com and use code SHESPEAKS. That's lumipodcast.com. Use code SHESPEAKS. And Lumi is spelled Lume.
What is this, honey?
I have decided I want to be in my travel era now. I've spent way too much of my life not traveling and not seeing this world. But I need to have that type of luggage that is smart, that is fashionable, and that is why I'm going to Béis. I already own their work tote. I've used it when I was a signing agent, and I loaded that thing up with like 40 pounds worth of content. And these sexy little straps, they never have broken. They don't even have a fray on them. So the quality is incredible. It was created by the actress Shay Michelle. She wanted to make sleek and affordable bags, luggage, and accessories that's designed to make you look like that effortless travel diva while still looking fashionable. Béis has literally thought of everything you could ever want in a piece of luggage. 360-degree gliding wheels, a cushioned handle, that's clutch, built-in weight indicator. It's built in, okay? They have washable bags for your dirty clothes, because when you're on vacation, you got the dirty clothes, where do you put them? You put them in the bag. And all the interior pockets you could ever need to stay organized, and that's my key. That's vital. Their luggage comes in multiple sizes and colors, and for shorter trips, the Weekender bag is it. It's super functional, and it has this awesome separate storage where you can store your shoes. I also put like my blow dryer in there. Every piece is made to look better with miles, so you don't have to worry about it in cargo or overhead. And by the way, Béis has over 30,000 5-star reviews. Whether you're packing for a quick trip or looking to breeze through the security line, Béis has your personal items covered. Right now, Béis is offering our listeners 15% off your first purchase by visiting beistravel.com/she-speaks. Go to beistravel.com/she-speaks for 15% off your first purchase. That's BEIS travel.com/she-speaks.
To quote the ancient African proverb, I said what I said.
Erin calls her dad back at the villa, and then she she tells a story that was like one of the worst times in her life was in like, I don't know, 7th grade maybe, and she's like, they called me Long Jaw Silver, and she like gets choked up thinking about it. And I'm like, you have not had a hard enough life, girl.
No.
Because
first
of all, your embarrassing moment was your kid crying on a plane. I'm like,
right.
That could have been your embarrassing moment. Girl, get out of here.
Me, this is so bad to say. I get it. Like, okay, but like my mom was here when I was watching this episode. Her and my uncle were actually at my house, and she was paying attention to this part. And literally, when she said that, we both audibly laughed. And I know I shouldn't have, but I was like, okay, girl, like calm down.
Even now, you can't laugh at it. Even now, they called me Long Jaw Silver. Like, it was so long ago. Like, I was horribly picked on by these asshole guys when I was in elementary school. And I can look back on it, and I'm not like,
right.
It was so hard. Like, literally, they would chase me home from school and throw things at me. Well, because I had developed really early. And the boys didn't know what to do with that. And like, I didn't know what to do with that either. And so they would draw me with like boobs and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like, it's so funny. It's like, it's funny. Like, you look back on it and I'm like, yeah, they fucking drew boob. It's like, I'm not over here still crying. It's like, I was waiting for her to get way more into some trauma, but just that they gave you a funny nickname.
Right. To me, it feels like this is the exact thing that she accuses Jessel of doing. It's like you want to
Oh my God, you're right.
Like she wants to co-op like having such a hard life so bad, but then like she tells stories and it's like, we done? Like, oh, that's it? Like, oh, okay. All right. I guess that was hard.
She's so embarrassed of her privilege that she's like,
yes.
That's what it is.
I want to say though, I do like how her father approached this situation because I felt like he actually gave her very neutral advice.
You're right.
And I have a theory about that too because I have a feeling that this may not have been the first time Aaron has over-exaggerated something. So I feel like he's like, okay, you're not about to embarrass me on TV. Let me tell you how you should handle this just in case you're wrong too. And that's... Because everything he was saying was so neutral. It was kind of like, and just tell her you love her. And,
just
I was upset. Because he never attacked Uba or anything. He was just like, okay, well, let's handle it this way. And it's like, okay. I think you've been in this situation before. So, yeah.
And he's like, cameras are rolling, I'm sure. So I'm not about to be part of this, like, soundbite here.
Right.
That they're going to play. Nope, I know better. I know my daughter.
Yes. Good advice.
Bryn tries one last time to be like, Uba, maybe you shouldn't have done it like that. And Uba says, I'm going to be 80 years old taking people's sunglasses. So there's all these things, but I'm like, yes, okay, she's going to, she's not letting it go. And then when she just apologized at the end, I'm like, God damn it. I feel like we could have skipped this whole episode then.
Exactly.
That's why it pissed me off. I was like, you could have put this conversation where she apologizes like in the middle of the episode and we could have moved on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sheesh capiche.
In the car on the way back, or the little Moki on the way back, Bryn is like, Jessel's not mad enough at Aaron. So she talks all sorts of shit about you. She says that, you're lying the whole time, making up stories. Yeah, that's what she's doing. Jessel, I'm obsessed with her having a list. Obsessed with it.
Same.
She's like, I have a list. And she's reading off that list, and it's not wrong.
I'm like now about to go and see. Do we know when Jessel was born? Like what month?
Or like what sign is she?
Yes.
That's a great question.
I kind of need to know
Jessel's
now.
zodiac sign is a vital.
Oh,
piece of
October.
information.
What's
October
October
what?
23rd?
Look up
Let me
October
look that up.
23rd.
I know. I had them like, what the fuck is astrology? There we go. She's a Scorpio. Okay. I was
Scorpio?
thinking
that kind of makes sense. But I mean, there's so many other things that factor in, like your moon sign, your rising sign, and
yeah.
so that's
It said-
interesting.
Scorpio is one of the most misunderstood signs of the zodiac, so that kind of tracks.
Wow.
I was thinking she was a Virgo like me and Beyonce because me keeping a list is some petty shit that I would absolutely do. I'm like, okay, bitch, this is like the third time you said something off the wall to me. Let me write the first two down before I don't forget those. I need to bring them up 10 years later in an argument. So there we go.
10 years later in an argument. Excuse me. Hold on. In 2012, you said, thought I forgot.
I remember.
I kept that note this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Back at the villa, Uba apologizes to the staff. She walks in, she's like, sorry guys. They were really cool. They seemed really cool. Everyone was like enjoying hanging out with them. Like I wish they'd kind of given us more of the staff because everyone was enjoying those people. And I was like, let's make a show about them.
I would have loved to have heard like some under the breath stuff like we got on OC when Emily and Heather were arguing, and that guy's like, this is like a soap opera. Oh my god!
It's like, this is gonna take a while.
Yeah, he was enjoying all of that, so I wanted that kind of commentary from them. That would have been amazing.
But then Erin opens the door because she's outside. She opens the door and she goes, Uba, come. Okay, bitch. Now that's the problem.
Right. Exactly.
That's the issue here.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you just say, Uba, come?
Girl.
Uba, can we talk? Uba, can we? Mm-hmm. And Uba's like, say it nice. She's like,
right.
Can you please come?
I feel like this is why I like rode so hard for Uba during this whole past 2 episodes or whatever, because I feel like everything that she did I would have done too. I probably wouldn't have snatched the shades, but like, bitch, look me in my eye when I'm like reading you down for filth. Like, don't make me look in your sunglasses. And then 2, bitch, who you talking to? You want me to who you want to come outside?
Come? Oh, just you're commanding?
Exactly. No, boo boo. No.
Nicely.
This ain't that. Okay.
Okay. This ain't Phaedra.
This ain't Phaedra. Okay. Girl.
Erin then tries to explain, like, this is why I took your phone. It was just supposed to be like a funny prank, but the way you behaved today, and she used a word I'd never heard, was so incongruous with what I was doing. I was like, yo, okay, learning new words. Uba's like, I'm going to show you something on my phone. Then she doesn't have her phone. And once again, she has left it in the damn car. And I'm like, Uba, you lost a lot of points here, babe, because you clearly have a phone issue.
Yes. Damn it, Uba.
But then it made me realize that I bet her family is always freaking out about where she is because she probably often loses her phone. Mm-hmm. And they're like, we have been calling you. We have been texting you.
Yes. Because you see the first thing she brought up on the last episode when they had this whole blowout was that, if I was in the city, I can just walk and get a new phone. Like she sounded like you have like...
She clearly did all the time.
Right.
They know her. She's on like a repeat plan. They're like, it's the Uba insurance.
Right.
She will lose it for sure. Okay, so Bryn gets in the hospital.
Maybe hot tub?
Hot tub. Hot tub, and it auto-corrected. I'm like, why is she getting in the hospital? But by the way, though, let's not forget how iconic it is that Jessel, hearing the fighting, is like, I'm going in the hot tub. I don't care. And just boop, 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 walks in there on her phone with a little top knot, like, whatever. I don't even care. I love her.
Right.
But then Bryn is like, she's so drunk. Bryn is so drunk. She's like, you're being accused of throwing someone in the pool. I got called a slut and said I was flirting with her husband. And Erin goes, so now you're starting with me? And Bryn slowly takes her glasses off and goes, do you want me to start with you? And I was like, Erin, you don't.
Right.
Or, actually, you do. Like, let them all do it. Sai does try to shut this down like repeatedly, which I thought it was really obnoxious that she did because you have like led the charge on multiple gang ups already.
Right.
You know,
and
Jenna,
now for some reason
Jessel, now you're like
front
the
line and like stopping
peacemaker.
it. Exactly.
You know, like what the fuck is that about?
She's like the Sheree of peacekeeping. Like I don't know how the hell Sheree got like the title of like being the best
That
peacekeeper.
was so weird.
Right. I'm like, huh? What show are you watching?
Peacemaker,
What?
not at all. Like literally not at all.
God. The one that showed up with as Drew Sidor says, a pamphlet at the reunion filled a pamphlet with all of Candy's failed business, like bad reviews or whatever. It's like, no, that is not a peacekeeper. I'm sorry. What are we doing?
Pamphlet. I'm glad you remembered that. I forgot about it.
Yes.
Not pamphlets. Not pamphlets. So good.
Oh my God.
Aaron's like to Bryn, you're bringing this up because Uba got you riled up. And Uba stands and is ready to go. And again, the editing, they could have cut a lot of like the middle stuff and like given me the big points.
Yep.
You know, because by this point I'm kind of exhausted. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, like can we just Of course, Erin is like, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? And then they go and then they talk. Erin says, I'm scared to be friends with you. And I was really shocked that Uba wasn't like, go fuck yourself.
You're right.
I guess Uba realizes she went kind of far because Erin isn't a liar, but she's definitely, and even Sai says it, like she's an embellisher and like stirs up shit for sure.
Right.
But like a liar is maybe a little like the wrong word. So
Yeah.
maybe just because of that. But Uba goes, I am the realest friend. And Erin says, you called me so many names today. And Uba goes, I take them back. What? What? Okay. Okay.
This.
I guess.
Hate
I
this.
guess. I guess it's over. And I'm sorry for taking the glasses off the face. I'm sorry and holding them for 45 minutes. I mean, like, so we didn't need to have this whole
Right. This whole episode was worthless. Okay.
I hated that. Like that part
Right.
made me like I wanted to like stop taking notes. I was like, well, what
Right.
was the point of me documenting all of this?
Look, at least come and like agree to disagree. But like to just have one person be like, you know what, you're right, I'm sorry, it was all my fault. I'll let you stand and you're wrong, and I'll just be wrong all in general, and it's okay, it's whatever. It's like, no, fuck that. Like, be a housewife and like stand in your shit. Stand in your shit.
Damn it.
Ugh.
They do like a joking fight when they go back in and they cut to Jenna's face all freaked out. Her face is so genuinely terrified. But then Bryn, all soaking wet from the shower, goes into Jenna's room. She's like, I'm wet in more ways than one. Oh. I don't know. It kind of irritates me how flirty she is.
It's a lot.
It's a little like it's not consensual.
We could have allegedly. We could have another Brandy Glanville on our hands at some point, like, because Brandy, we don't know what happened. We don't know what happened.
But we do know that she does get like that.
Exactly.
You know?
We've seen it. I mean, so it becomes a lot, and I don't want Brand to get in that.
Oh, and
like,
she starts
category.
to overdo it yeah, because she may start to really lean into it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is like, because I don't know if you'll watch What Happens Live, but she was on with Tyler Cameron.
Yep, sure
and,
did.
I mean, that whole episode, both of them were fucking obnoxious. But, I mean, beautiful couple if they ever got together. But both very, like, a lot with the flirting. Because it went past flirting. It was like, okay, like, the sexual innuendos are, like, on 30 right now. Like, can we bring it back down to, like, a 3? Like, goddamn. Like,
it was the entire episode. Like, we couldn't get into anything else. So the whole episode, I didn't realize I was watching it like this, but I was like kind of like recoiling.
Right. And then, of course, it doesn't help that, like, Andy always has to, like, ask dick questions, like, in the middle of it. So it's like, okay,
oh, he's so
Lord.
Inappropriate like that. Oh, my God.
It's a lot.
I know. All right, then it's dinner time. I'm so happy that they didn't wait for everyone to sit and just started eating. This is where housewives go wrong on vacation.
Yes.
So many fights occur because they're waiting on that last person. Just eat, say fuck them. Honestly, They probably want you to.
Right.
Like, just do it. Because otherwise you're just like, I'm not waiting either. Like,
no,
if they want to be late, they can be late. I'm gonna eat. The food will be there when they're ready. But like,
exactly,
I'm gonna eat right now so that I'm not pissed at you for being late.
We've seen some major blow-ups about this very issue. The
Dorinda Bethany fight where Dorinda like stabs the table and then cuts her hand.
Bethany and Carol, when Carol and someone showed up like God knows how long, like 2 hours later, something like that for dinner, and they're like, okay, we've been waiting this whole time, like I'm starving, like what is happening? So
like eat
food.
We
see it all the time.
Eat food. Go ahead.
Eat food.
I love that Jessel thought the Grateful Dead was heavy metal. Because I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. Only maybe like maybe more. Like 5-7 years ago or so, I for the first time found out that they were not a heavy metal band.
Yeah.
I had no idea that they were just like hippie music.
I only know because I went to a PWI for college, and so like super small school, but like predominantly white, and like they introduced me to a lot of things, and that Grateful Dead was one of them. So
yeah, like for the longest time I thought when someone said they were Deadheads, they were like going to these insane rock and roll crazy I'm like, oh
right,
it's like Pink Floyd,
right.
This whole time.
Yep.
I like that they went around and talked about their favorite outfits the others wore.
Me
I
too.
Thought that was a good game.
I thought Bryn looked beautiful. I always say like orange against like certain skin just looks, orange and yellow in particular, like those two colors just, it shows. And
Jessel was right. It's like if Bryn was a dress.
Yes.
It's like exactly like it was so perfect. So that was a good little game. People should do that more often.
Agreed.
Sai calls the trip a success, and I'm like, I guess.
All right.
I guess,
Okay.
You spent the whole time being like, guys, I just want to have fun. Guys, stop talking. Ugh.
Jeez.
Your dumb mouth and stupid face, whatever. Sai really started to piss me off. Like her confessionals, because she's so feeling herself, were pissing me off, and she's like all patting herself on the back. I'm like, you're not that cute, okay? And okay, Pia sent me this text not too long ago, and it was a screenshot of one of Sai's like recent posts, and she was like, I would just like to point out that her engagement, it's not like she's got all kinds of crazy numbers on every one of her posts. So Jenna Lyons was not anticipating you talking about it. And I'm like, yeah, that. Like, Jenna Lyons was like, no, I'm bringing it up on the show. The show will do it. The show we're on. I don't know who. I never asked you to do a post or a story. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. Agreed.
And I'm sure. And how is Jenna supposed to ever say that? Like, I don't need your social media post. Okay, I'm Jenna fucking Lyons.
This is like moments like this is when like I wish that the Jenna Lyons, the Candy Burris's, even Garcelle. Sometimes there are certain moments where like I want them to be like, bitch, do you know who I am?
Exactly.
Like, just like talk your shit for a minute. Like, pop your shit. Like, they need to know who you are. Like, one of my favorite shows of the year, like Garcelle was starring in. Like, Candy Burris, like, does not make failed, like, business ventures. It might get a couple bad reviews or two, but what the fuck doesn't? I mean, Chick-fil-A gets bad reviews. Like, come on. And, like, Jenna Lyons, like, you're Jenna Lyons. Like, what are we doing? Pop your shit.
And
you need
Sai's
to be comfortable
like,
with it.
She needs me to post about her products. Like, please,
right.
Jenna. I'm like, she never asked you to.
This, you know what? This is something I had to learn in business myself, especially when I started like managing people and like taking on more stuff. My boss literally had to like pull me aside one day. He was like, you've got to get better about like hyping like or talking yourself up to like certain things. He's like, you are like humble to a fault where like you won't tell me that like you've like, because I'll just like, I know stuff needs to get done. I will like create something. I'll just do it. Like I don't need. In my mind, I don't need to like tell the world that I've done it. Like you see, it's done. Like it needed to be done. But he's like, how in the world is anybody like higher up gonna know that like all this great stuff gets done and you're the one that does it if you don't say it out loud? And I'm like, okay, you're right. I have to get better about that and like that kind of stuff. And that's the same thing with some of these housewives. Like, if I were on a show, I wouldn't. I'm sorry. Some people like Marlo could never talk down to me. Girl, are you kidding me? Just because you got some cute clothes, like get the hell out of my face. Like some of these people got to get more comfortable with actually being able and like comfortable and with popping and shit. Yes,
owning their success.
It's okay to be humble 95% of the time. I prefer it. That other 5%, you better check a hoe.
That's why I liked at the reunion for Atlanta when Kandi did say her shit. She's like, I have been like, please, okay, that my business. When she was talking about her boutique, she's like, it's been around for like 15 years.
Right.
So what are you trying to do? Like, you can't even get one business to really take off.
Girl, a She by Sheree could never come for me. I'm sorry. Never. Never.
Never. All right, well, that's the end of the episode, everybody. I wanted to say thank you to anyone who tuned into the live Dancing with the Stars viewing that my friend Lauren and I did. It was an intimate affair. It was wildly unpopular, but it was still a really good time. And for anyone who was there, I want to say thank you to Jessica. Thank you to Mario. They helped me like deal with the chat. I didn't know what I was doing. It was my first time going live on YouTube. And so
when was this? Was this Tuesday?
Last night. So that's why, by the way, sorry that we're late. I figured you guys know we're late because Kendrick was traveling. And I could not talk about this episode by myself because I was like, I don't even like this episode. I need someone else to bounce it off of. But so thank you to everyone. If you do want to tune in, it's same time next week. We'll start at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time and watch Dancing with the Stars. But it was fun. It was a good time.
Good.
Thank you to anyone.
I saw they already put Mauricio in the bottom too.
Yeah, they did.
Fought his way out.
Okay, so I don't love that show. I don't love Dancing with the Stars. I'm not like I don't watch it. Like every time I try to watch, they'll get some person who like can't really dance and they're just doing their best, and then along come the judges like, your lines weren't great. I'm like, they're not dancers. Like I danced until I was like 25. It is so hard to dance. Like it's really hard. You have to train and practice for a long time. So I just always thought it was so weird. And like maybe I think some people were saying in the chat last night that it's gotten like the judges have gotten less mean. Because I'm sure it's like, guys, we don't like, they're not dancers. Like the fact that they're able to do anything is incredible.
Right.
So Mauricio was bad. He was very, very bad. He was not good.
I was impressed. He remembered. I saw these just because like people posted them on Instagram.
Yeah.
They're Bravo related. So like I thought Ariana killed it. I was like, okay, great job.
Oh my God, killed.
And then I saw Mauricio and I was like, I'm surprised you actually remembered the choreography. So I gave him a positive. I was like, I did not expect you to even do that. But it was like kind of watching Herman Monster dance because it was very clunky,
like
heavy.
there were other people that went that were kind of like equally like, I'm a little uncomfortable, but if you can give us like the style and the flair and like have some fun and it's like endearing, then I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. But he was so clunky, and his new teeth, it's all I can stare at. He's always like this all the time. I was like this all the time. He's got the new veneers. You know how I get with those teeth. I can't look at anything but the teeth. So it was just teeth like all clunking around and looking all weird. But
I watched a little of last season. I think I watched because Teresa was on there. Yeah, and I think she went home like second week or something like that. Oh, she was god awful. And then I watched because of so random. You know, I tune in for the stuff like the most random reasons. I watched too because Arnold Schwarzenegger's son that he had, not with his wife, but with I think the housekeeper. His name is like Joe Baina, I think. Oh, he was on there, and I follow him on Instagram. I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch.
Wait, how did I not realize that guy had like a following and was
yeah. I feel like okay, I'm starting shit now, but like I feel like Patrick Schwarzenegger and like the rest like don't like, they like hang out like privately, but I feel like they don't like acknowledge him publicly, and I don't like that. I'm like, oh, that was like what? That was one of the reasons I toned in. I'm like, I'll support you.
I'll support
your family's not right.
Ooh, that's dark.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Ooh,
I don't know.
That's not great.
But he always posts stuff with Arnold, so at least they're good, I guess.
That's good. At least Arnold's trying.
All right, there we go. That's all we can ask for, I guess.
That's all we can ask for. Okay, guys, make sure you're following Kendrick at Reality Comics 2, and make sure you listen to his podcast, Reality and Comics 2. And love you, mean it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching and for listening to She Speaks Bravo with Emily Hanks. If you haven't already, would you mind leaving a 5-star rating and review on whatever platform you listen? That would be amazing. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you are subscribed and hit that bell so you don't miss an episode. And if you're looking for more content, more exclusive bonus content, check out the Patreon. I post 2 exclusive episodes a month, and I'm covering just the Bravo jams, like classic RHONY, Atlanta, and of course Vanderpump Rules. If you just want to support the show, head to buymeacoffee.com/SheSpeaksBravo and buy me a coffee, or 2, or 5. We also have merch available at SheSpeaksBravo.com. And if you're interested in hearing my takes on non-Bravo shows, check out my new podcast, She Speaks It All. I cover The Challenge, Drag Race, and any other show I'm obsessed with that's not Bravo. She Speaks It All is available everywhere you get your podcasts, just like this show. Make sure you're following me on the social medias. I am She Speaks Bravo across all platforms. Thank you so much for any support you give the show, even if it's just listening. Appreciate you, love you, mean it. I'll see you soon.